Hi, my name's Chris, and today is Monday. Monday. I know usually it's the Angry Geek, but the subject that I'm going to talk about today frustrates me. Interrupting people is about the worst thing that you could ever do to someone. I mean, if someone actually has something interesting to say, even if it's not interesting, you shouldn't interrupt people. I mean, I don't understand why. Like, why interrupt someone if they're just sitting there and they have, even if it's the most boring thing possible, it's still valuable input. And you should listen. Interrupting someone is just rude. And I don't understand what's the word? The constant interruption. Constant. It's just non-stop. I mean, let's say that you have like a really awesome, interesting story. I always have really interesting stories. And you're sitting with a group of friends and you want to tell that story, and then someone just decides, nope, fuck your story. I'm going to interrupt you. Speaking of which, I have a story. So I was a little kid, okay? Well, not little. I would say 12, 13, 14, was a little kid. It was a Friday night, and we were bored. So bored. And we suddenly discover, I don't know where it came from, a giant bag.
Nope! Fuck your story! I'm gonna interrupt you. So, one time, I was at a bar, and this guy came walking up to me, like a D-bag, and he said that he was gonna read my palm. Who can read palms, honestly? Like, I believe in a lot of stuff, but reading palms is probably the dumbest thing ever. Like, this guy was just like, let me hold out your palm.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, hold on, man. Quit interrupting. Fucking jackass. So he's like, let me hold your palm.
Fuck that guy. Like I was saying, a giant bag of paintballs. And we decide to go down to the park. And we decided to throw all these paintballs at everything at the park. I mean, it was insane. Everything about it, it was just nuts. And that is what happens when...
Hey!
Seriously?
I personally think being interrupted is probably one of the most rude things you can do.
Yeah, no shit.
And I don't know if anybody's ever said this before, but anything anybody says has some sort of value to it. Whether it be boring or not boring.
Are you kidding me? I just said that shit.
I've never said anything that wasn't original.
You just fucking did.
You know what? I'm going to be the bigger man here and just go ahead and finish my story. So as I'm holding out my palm, he's sitting there like, let me check your main line followed by your other line. And once these other lines are connected, that means you're going to have 16 wives. Can you imagine having 16 wives?
Once again, fuck his story. Can you imagine being 12 years old with a giant bag of balls? No! It's not what I was trying to say at all. Like I was saying, you,
Paul,
paint
16
little beer. I don't need
When the video was playing, you seemed to kind of look down or disregard it. What did you feel, Mr. Duncan?
I knew that one day that this might happen. And keep that aside. After lab results are a big deal.
Alright, it's clear. Alright. Okay, so like I was saying, we were 12... Something feels weird.
So I end up getting my palm read, but I don't like change.
Did we switch spots?
I think we did.
So, can we like switch back?
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah. All right.
Let me go around.
No, I want to.
No, you go that way.
I can't just. I'm on a cane.
Parkour.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
Parkour.
We're good.
You know what? I feel really bad about this. You know what? Why don't you go ahead and finish your story? It was awfully rude of me to interrupt your story.
No, thank you. I really appreciate that. All right, so to conclude my story, after I got my palm read, I went to this one guy's house, and I became a giant douche and interrupted this guy while he was trying to make a YouTube show.
I'm the douche. Always the douche. You know, I would let him finish his story first, and he takes my story, makes it some kind of joke, like, I found a bag of balls and threw that stuff.
All right, yeah, my bad. I'll finish my real story. So we were 12 years old, and then we found a bag of paintballs, and we decided to go down to this park. And when we got to this park, we just found this awesome freaking porta potty, and we just started to just whale it with paintballs. I mean, it was
Nice.
bam, 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 and it was everywhere. And I mean, I even tried to like paint my name into the paint, and it was like the craziest freaking thing ever. And then yes! Totally finally got to finish my story. I thought it was a great story. Best story ever! Didn't you think?
Show me proof that you painted the car a month before the signature. That's right. I want to get nervous.
Well, at least he didn't interrupt me.
That's what it takes.
See? If you have a story that you want to tell it, you better listen, because the rudest thing you do is interrupt. So if you feel like you're going to interrupt, just fall asleep instead.
You are my husband. All right.
True story.